Welcome to the Emily Otto Show, business coaching for rebel healers, priestesses, and other witchy women. This podcast will give you the tools to help you build and scale your online healing business so you can help more people and make more money. My goal is for you to enjoy your life and business with plenty of time for pleasure and play. I am over the moon delighted you're here. Let's start today's episode. Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Emily Otto Show. Oh, it has been an intense and amazing day. I am super excited because the Rebelle Mastermind is open for enrollment. So I'm going to tell you way more about it. But this is your encouragement to go to my website, www.emily-otto.com/Rebelle Mastermind, because you're invited. If you are a witchy woo-woo woman, if you are scaling your business, building your business from scratch, figuring out what the hell you do and when, how do you create the foundation and the scaffolding to really let your business fly so that you can have the money, make the money that you want, help the people that you want to help, get amazing clients, get very well paid for the work that you do, this program is for you. This is I guess it's been 2.5 years now I've been running this program. I love it. It's what I wish I had had when I was building my program. It's part one-on-one coaching, group coaching, templates, tools, pre-recorded trainings, live trainings, all the support you can possibly freaking handle in a 6-month contract containered program. A lot of my clients have been affectionately referring to the Facebook group as the Healers Lounge, which I adore. I have had women make their first $17,000 month in this program. I have had women create their first ever offer in this program. I've had women make their first $100 in the program, the first time they've ever sold a year-long package, full gamut of experience. If this is speaking to your soul, reach out to me. Send me a message on Facebook, on Instagram, shoot me an email at emily@emily-otto.com. Let's have a conversation and see if it's the right thing for you right now. We are in early bird pricing mode just through the end of September. So it's only $555 a month for 6 months. Full price is $777. So you can save literally over $200 a month if you join in September. So I would love to have you there. I would love to support the heck out of you and your beautiful soul-driven work in the world for the next 6 months. Let me know. And I wanted to give you a bit of stories and downloads and experience back from Burning Man. So my husband and I spent 5 days there. It was epic. It was awesome. Highly recommend it. Hope to see you in the dust next year. This was my 5th burn. And we were camped on the Esplanade again, which is like the main street of Burning Man. But I want to tell you a couple stories of art experience. One of the coolest things at Burning Man is that it's experiential and interactive art. So the art is there for you to interact with it, look at it, see it, touch it, feel it, climb on it, fall off of it. One of the funnest pieces to interact with were these giant honey bears, like the honey bear that has honey in it and the little funnel on top of its head and you squeeze the honey out of them. They had these giant honey bears. They were like maybe 12 feet tall, big and round, and like these huge rubbery inflatable balloons. There were maybe 5 of them. And you could run on top of them and push them down and they'd bounce back up. And there were so many cool kids playing on them and cool adults all day, all night. They were really, really cool. And then one of my other favorite pieces, my husband and I went out at night and we're walking around and we're playing what my awesome friends Wade and Heather refer to as the game of Ooh Shiny. So the idea is you see something shiny in the distance and you're like, let's go over there and see what that is. And at Burning Man, you could spend all day and all night doing that. It is so much fun. So that's what we did. We went and played Ooh Shiny. And one of the things was what I thought was, it looked like this big lion and like huge, like lit up with LEDs, like really bright white. And it looked like a lion with big teeth. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, ooh, let's go check that out. And as I get closer, it's big enough to climb on, and you start walking up the steps on it, and you walk up the steps, and then written in neon writing in red, it says at the top of it, it says, "You were always the diamond." And I'm reading that and I'm looking at it and I'm like, lion, back of the head, you were always the diamond. You were always the diamond. And a light bulb goes off in my head and I'm like, ah, this is the Cave of Wonders. Aladdin, the diamond in the rough. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a tiger. It's literally the Cave of Wonders in the desert. It was so cool. So we walk down from the top of its head and you go inside its jaws with the big teeth, just like in the movie, right? 90s kids represent. And there's different prompts on the wall. One of them says, who is with you on the journey? What did you learn on the journey? And then there's markers, and people have written all over the wood responding to these things. So cool. And then in the middle of the head, there's this big wooden diamond just hanging from the ceiling. It was so neat. It made me so happy to see the Cave of Wonders out at Burning Man. And then one of the other pieces I really wanted to see was this train station that was a Burning Man train station. The concept was that it got dislodged from the timeline and was floating around in different years in the future, in the past. And my husband's bike had broken down. And so he fixed one of the community bikes, one of the yellow bikes, by literally taking parts off of his bike and putting them onto a community bike. And so we could ride out into the desert to try and find this frickin' train station. So our friends had told us it was back and to the right of the temple. So we start riding. And I'm like, I don't know. It's way back here. Let's see. And my husband, Connor, he's like, I don't think my bike's going to make it. I'm like, no, we have to make it. It's our last chance. It's the last night here. We've got to be able to see this train station. I really want to see the train station. Let's do this. So I was like, I think that's it. I don't know. It's like the shape of a house, sort of. Let's ride towards that. And literally, you guys, 20 yards before his bike is toast, he has to get off of it. And thank God it is the train station. It says Black Rock City Station. Somebody's, the people who made this art come to life impossible, brought a railroad track and the lights from the railroad and this little station, like built a frickin' house basically. And there's all these booklets and things inside of it, like alluding to the future, to the past. The lights are flickering. And it looks like there was probably interactive experiences, though when we were there wasn't anybody manning the station. So cool. So super cool. And then another piece, so then his bike was broken, right? So we have to walk back, and walking back from Deep Playa is no easy feat. It's a lot. And so we're walking back slowly, and it was chilly. It was the one night it was chilly because most of the time it was 110 degrees during the day, which is abnormal. It's not usually that hot. 80, 90, not 110 or 15. And then at night, it was really nice. It was warm. And I had forgotten, going out in Deep Playa, how much colder it is than the inner city, where there's people, there's lights, there's music, you're moving and grooving, right? But now I have to walk back with my sweet husband. And so I was getting chilly. And he's like, you can go on, ride your bike. I'll just walk back. And I'm like, no, let's experience the art together. So we found a couple other random art pieces out in the middle of the desert. There was this clock that you walked inside of, and there's all these different clocks, like the standard kitty cat with the eyes and the little wagging tail. And there's an hourglass, a sand hourglass that you could flip upside down. And it was just really interesting to see like the different time and the different ways time is tracked. And then we stumbled upon these lights in the darkness. I'm like, what are these? Was a drone show, over 300 little drones that were different colors of LED lights. It was so beautiful to see all these images created and crafted, and like lights changing into different colors. And it was probably a 30-minute show with music. It was so cool, way better than fireworks, no big booms, really, really neat. And then I got on my bike and rode back and got my coat and went and saw Diplo at Opulent Temple, which is one of the big sound camps, and was 10 feet in front of the stage. for Diplo's show, which was super fun and super ridiculous. And I was there about an hour before I was kind of over it, and rode back and hung out with my husband and went to sleep. And like, that's one evening at Burning Man. One evening, and we were there for 5 days, and I'll be there again next year. So please join me in the dust next year. But a lot of people, myself included, are experiencing this like after ceremony effect of turning inward and feeling really slow and soft and sweet, while also feeling this opportunity for expansion. And there was definitely this note of like courage, legend, step into your power, claim your leadership, go forth and create amazing things in the world. So that's what I did with Legend today. And if you're hearing this, it's Tuesday of next week. You can still register and catch the replay. It was epic. It was an hour long, and I made it this like interactive, collaborative experience. It was so much fun. Go check it out, get inspired, get juiced up, and then join me for the Rebelle Mastermind. Because yeah, you can be massively well supported in my podcast and in my free Facebook groups. And then you can join Sacred Sales Priestess and CEO Enchantress. But the real work of it is the consistent support over time at a higher level, right? And so that's what I'm doing in one-on-one business coaching, which I do have one spot open in October. And then the mastermind, which is a intimate group coaching program just for women, for spiritual entrepreneurs, for witchy woo healers, because there's particular things that come up for us that don't come up for people who aren't spiritual, who aren't doing purpose-driven healing arts work, and who aren't female claiming and oriented. So join me there. I would love to support you for the next 6 months. Reach out with any questions. I'll share more stories about Burning Man. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm feeling both inward and expansive. It's really interesting. And most people who went to the barn are sharing similar stories. So yeah, I'm going to sit with it and in it. And I invite you to come share in my free Facebook group, Business Coaching for Healers and Spiritual Entrepreneurs with Emily Otto, and get yourself massively well supported by joining my Rebelle Mastermind. See you there. Bye. That's it for today. Share this episode with other Rebelle healers so they too can make more money and deeply support their people. Join my free Facebook group at Business Coaching for Rebelle Healers with Emily Otto, and stay tuned for next week's episode. XOXO.